What is up guys, Jarv here back today with another This Week in Destiny. In today's video we have a full breakdown for the up and coming week. This week's is a new Crota's End raid challenge. We have a refresh of the featured raid and dungeon content, a full breakdown of all the weekly rituals, the exclusive loot and so much more. So be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. We'll also be kicking up streams over on Twitch and Kick throughout the course of the week. So if you haven't already dropped a follow over on there, make sure to do so, and I'll leave the link to those down in the video description below. Now another week and another This Week in Destiny. This week marks week 12 of Season of the Witch, and we are in the final month of Season 22. Now with the conclusion of Festival of the Lost, the focus switches back to the main narrative for this season, and there is one final test that we're waiting to discover. Salvatori has yet to reveal the true secret of how we pass through the portal in the Traveller, so as we approach the next few weeks, the imminent reveal is literally around the corner. In fact, we made a video here on the channel pulling back the curtain on some secret areas over in the Imbaru engine. So if you fancy a sneak peek or what could be the final test, then be sure to check out that video, and I will leave the link to that down in the video description below. Now from here we're going to move on to the raid challenge for the Crota's End raid, and the challenge for the up and coming week is the All for One challenge. This takes place over at the Crota encounter, which is the final encounter in this raid. Now to complete this challenge, this requires the fire team to destroy Crota's overshield all in one go. Now thankfully most fire teams are doing that right now, so this isn't really a challenge in itself. But with that being said, if you're not too sure what you need to do, then you'll need at least 2 or 3 swords in order to take down Crota's overshield and begin DPS. So throughout the beginning of the encounter, you'll need to load up Guardians with as many swords as you need, ensuring that you keep at least one person enlightened, which will allow them to destroy the Oversoul. Other than that, the encounter is fairly straightforward, so if you and your fire team can pull this off, you'll knock out the All for One raid challenge and grant yourself an additional chest and that sweet bonus raid loot. Now next up, we're going to move on to the featured raid and dungeon content for the week. As for the featured raid, this takes place over at the Vow of the Disciple. This launched back in the Witch Queen and is actually one of my personal favourites. Not only is it a great raid, it has incredible weapons and armor, and as the featured raid, all the challenges are available too, making it perfect if you're still looking to earn some of the weapon patterns for some of these amazing weapons. On top of earning those though, you can also farm Rulk, the final boss, who also has a chance to drop the Collective Obligation, which is the exclusive exotic pulse rifle only available in this raid. So if you don't have that, or you're still looking to earn some weapon patterns for some of the best weapons in the game, then make sure to jump into the Vow of the Disciple this week and knock out those raid challenges. Now as for the featured dungeon, the Grasp of Avarice returns. Now this launched back in the 30th anniversary pack. Now not only does this dungeon have some amazing weapons, it's also home to the infamous Galahorn rocket launcher, and on top of that is also a great source to farm out some Artifice armor. Artifice armor is some of the most desirable armor in Destiny because it gives you a free stat boost. So if you're looking to mid-max your builds or round out your stats, then the Grasp of Avarice is available this week to farm out some of that incredible armor. Now next up, we're going to move on to the featured exotic mission, and this week's featured mission is the Operation Seraph's Shield. Now this launched back in Season of the Seraph, so you'll need to either own that season or the Witch Queen in order to access it. Now this exotic mission is the home to the Revision 0 exotic pulse rifle, which is craftable and is one of the strongest exotic pulse rifles available in the game. It's definitely a great week for pulse rifles, but on top of that you also have weapons and armor from Season of the Seraph available too. This includes the Fire and Forget, Tripwire Canary, Disparity, Path of Least Resistance, Judgment of Kelgaroth, and the Retrofit Escapade. As well as those, all the Ikelos weapons are available, including the hand cannon, the shotgun, the sniper rifle, and the infamous SMG. And if it's not weapons you're after and you're looking for armor, then the Warmind's Avatar armor set is also available. It's a fantastic opportunity to earn weapon patterns for these incredible Seraph weapons, especially if you missed out on them back in Season of the Seraph. So if you're still looking to craft the Retrofit Escapade or even the Ikelos SMG, then make sure to jump into Operation Seraph's Shield upon this week's weekly reset. Now next up we're going to move on to Dares of Eternity and the 30th anniversary pack activity, and alongside the Scatterhorn armor set from Forsaken we see the return of the Wild Hunt armor set from Season of the Hunt. Now as always with Season of the Hunt armor we do see Season of the Hunt weapons as well. This includes the Arsenic Bite, the Blast Batu, Corsair's Wrath, Deafening Whisper, Dire Promise, Enigma's Draw, Escape Velocity, Gian 7 Rifle, Royal Chase, True Prophecy, Friction Fire, and the Timeline's Vertex. Now back in Season of the Hunt, those weapons were not craftable, and that is still very much the case. So if you don't have god rolls on them, especially things like the Deafening Whisper for example, then make sure to jump into Dares this week to get your hands on it. Now from here we're going to move on to the weekly rituals, and we have a returning Nightfall for week 11. This comes in the form of the Heist of Battlegrounds over on Mars, which is one of the most difficult Nightfalls and Grandmaster Nightfalls in this season's rotations. For that trouble though, you do have one of the new Nightfall exclusive rewards available in the form of the Pre-Astrian Axe. This is an incredible solar legendary bow, and one which has some very unique perk combinations on it. So much so we made a video dedicated to it, so if you want to check out that video to find out what roles that you should be seeking, then make sure to do so, and I'll leave the link to that down in the video description below. Now alongside the return of the Heist of Battlegrounds on Mars, when it comes to the Crucible, we see the return of Supremacy alongside Team Scorched this week. Now as we mentioned last week, Bungie has changed up the Crucible Rotator rotation, but with that being said there are still seasonal challenges linked to some of these Crucible modes. So with just a few weeks left, this could be the last time we see some of these modes in rotation, so make sure to check your challenges and get them done if you're on the path to earning a massive pile of Bright Dust. Now as for bonus ranks, these can in fact be found over in Trials of Osiris upon Friday's daily reset. It will be a great chance to earn extra XP and level up Saint 14 over in the tower to earn even more Trials rewards. Now this could be your last chance to earn some weapons that are being removed from the loot pool upon the conclusion of Season of the Witch. So if you haven't got your hands on those, or you're looking just to earn some extra loot before the end of the season, then make sure to make the most of bonus Trials ranks upon Friday's daily reset. Now next up we're going to move on to the Lost Sector calendar for week 11. Now this week's Lost Sector kicks off over in Sepultura and will be offering exotic helmets. As for Wednesday, you can head over to Extraction, which will be offering exotic boots, with Thursday being found over in the Metamorphosis and will be offering exotic gauntlets. As for Friday, with the return of Trials, you can head over to the K1 Revelation over on the moon for a shot at those exotic chest pieces, and over the course of the weekend on Saturday you'll have the K1 Communion offering exotic helmets and the K1 Crew Quarters offering exotic boots. And then we'll round out the week over in the Concealed Void, and this will be once again offering exotic gauntlets. So with the conclusion of Festival of the Lost, if you're looking to earn some exclusive exotics only available to Lost Sectors, then you'll need to jump back in on this calendar. So be sure to plan your week accordingly, and if you want to check out this calendar in full for yourself, make sure to do so over in Today in Destiny, and I'll leave the link to that down in the video description below. So there we have it guys, a good look on everything that you can expect for week 11 of Season of the Witch. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to pick up the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.